I am the assistant professor of theater at Aurora University in Aurora, Illinois. I'm also a professional actress. I'm originally from Texas, and I live now in St. Charles, Illinois.
I graduated from Aurora University in 2012, just this past year, where I majored in English and theater. Right now, I work for a plumbing and heating and air conditioning.
I'm a theater and communications major. I'm from Spring Valley, Illinois. It's a little town around an hour south of here.
I'm from Crystal Lake, Illinois, and I'm a theater major.
I am from West Chicago, Illinois, and my major is theater.
I am the chair of the theater department here. I'm also teaching the art and theater programs. I am the technical director and wear lots of different hats at this school. So.
Oh, what you can do with a theater degree. Many things. So some of them more straight-lined, some of them more curvy. So the thing that I have found to be consistently true is that people like to hire theater majors. A lot of theater majors want to see if they can work professionally, so they will temp in the meantime while they're performing at night or things like that. And every single theater professional I know who's gone into temp has been offered a permanent job in the company and found that they could rise rather quickly if they wanted to go in that direction, because they're willing to be collaborative. They're willing to think outside the box. They don't take it personally when someone says, oh, well, I don't know if I like your idea, what about this idea? They can go with that. They have discipline, they show up, they work hard. True theater people, it's like being an athlete. You know that you have to be on time, you know you have to be prepared because it's a team sport. So that in general, people really like having theater people in the mix, whether it's corporately, nonprofit. So it certainly pairs fabulously with being a lawyer. You learn to really articulate and tell the story of your client. And theater people usually love words and language, so that really plays in. So law is a great connection. Communications, people who want to be in front of a camera or help tell a story behind a camera. Teachers, I actually have a lot of students who are teachers and will minor or co-major. Co-major is not quite the right word. What is it? Double major. So teaching, certainly. Law, I really think the sky's the limit because you learn in theater to articulate your ideas and your thoughts. And a lot of administration, you learn to work with people. So I know I've worked in several, I worked with Fox Sports Net previously, I've run a nonprofit organization. So you get skills which are highly valued right now as people want to be interdisciplinary. So there's a few thoughts.
Yeah, anything to do with theater, you know, in terms of building set, being a props person, being a set designer, lighting designer, sound designer, stage manager, director, actor, running crew. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can do, and beyond that, people that do that are like sound crew, lighting crew, they go on to do other things other than theater. You know, whether it's in film or if it's like for different like events, event coordinators for concerts and things like that. So there's a lot more possibilities than people might think. And then like going along with the interview thing, you know, whatever you're interested in, theater's gonna help you out.
There's a lot you can do with a theater degree, but what I would like to do with my theater degree is, you know, I always thought that the only thing I wanted to do was just get my degree, graduate, maybe go to graduate school, get a master's in theater, and then try and get on stage somewhere, you know, try and make it big. But the more and more I see it, I would like to teach theater, similar to what Professor Rausch does. Maybe not 40 classes a day, but something along those lines.
I think you can do a lot with a theater degree, honestly. Me personally, it's a dream of mine to teach acting. I kind of want to be like Professor Rausch when I grow up. Because she really inspires people. I know she inspires us every single day. It makes us want to work harder and go for it. So I hope that I can someday do that too.
What's my opinion on what I think I can do with a theater degree? Well, you know, I think it gives auditioners a general sense of like what your knowledge is, what you can do, it's nice to see on a resume that you've been to a school, you've studied the art, you've given dedication, you've given time to study, to learn, and get like basic principles. Because then every theater company is different, but they all have like a foundation that they want to set by. There's a law of professionalism. So I think with a theater degree, you learn that you learn how to work in the theater field, like the theater, and like especially like in the city, or just even in community production, like community theater production. Like maybe you're not just volunteering, but like you're actually working, or you're starting your own company, stuff like that. And with the theater degree here, it definitely makes you more well-rounded. I took my stagecraft class, and I've taken my acting classes, and there's gonna be I'm sure there's a couple costume classes and stuff, but like everything in the theater world, you're not just gonna focus on acting, because what's so well-rounded about that? We go to a liberal arts college, So you with the theater degree, you want to be well-rounded in the theater space, so you can do anything. And that's definitely going to look good on a resume too, when these auditioneers or these people who are hiring you.
Why you should get a theater degree? I don't think a theater degree is necessarily for everyone, but I think that the experience of it. I think personally, everyone should take Intro to Theater. I think everyone should take an acting class or a backstage class, because from my perspective, that helps enrich how you participate in the show as an audience member. In terms of if you're really interested in a theater degree, I know that you get a lot of parents and a lot of folks who are saying, my kid's going to starve, and they're never going to have any money, and they're never going to do anything in life. I don't agree with that. I think that there's the personal enrichment of the process. If you bring a certain amount of dedication to the world of theater recognizes that. I think from my experience, I started off in a very small school in the middle of nowhere, West Virginia, and I got to work at the Kennedy Center, and I've worked on movies, and I've done all kinds of different things. So what you bring to the game, how you apply yourself in the process, is a significant part of this. Why should you do it? Because you really want to do it. I mean, that's really what a theater degree comes down to, is there's a lot of sacrifice, there's a lot of things that you have to bring to the game. And if you're doing it because you want to be a star, yeah, that's never going to happen. You got to do it because you love it and because you really can't do anything else, because you need that experience.
I think, in theater in general, I think as an actor you learn to humble yourself. I think most actors, you can't get full of yourself. You can't think of yourself as anyone better than anybody else. I think that helps you be a much better people person and just get along with everybody and be like a team player more than anything. And I think that's what a lot of jobs and things are looking for.
Well, I think how great collaboration can be. Also that the world that we are in community, which to me is also a very theological thing. In America, we think we're often raised to be independent and on our own and the cowboy, and we're not. We're part of a community, and you can't create theater all by yourself. You have to have an audience, you have to have actors, and a group of actors. We just had a read-through last night, and there were 18 people there who were working on a show. The audience will only see 10 when it's actually up, but there's so many people who bring different gifts to the table. And it's exciting when everybody brings them their best selves to something. So I get excited to get to know more people and value and learn from other people.
Oh man, I've learned so much. When you're in high school, everybody thinks that they're like a hotshot act. You think you know it all. You think I'm going to take on the world. And then you get to school and you start to meet other people who maybe think the same way as you, maybe don't, or better than you at acting. And you start to learn a lot about what you can do. Because I know that my growth as a performer from freshman year to now even has been unbelievable.
Oh man, theater has helped me in life so much. I think it's important just because it helps you communicate better, almost, because a lot of what we do in class is about communicating with each other and standing up in front of a bunch of people and doing stuff that's really vulnerable. It makes you really vulnerable. So I think it's made me more open, and able to communicate, and I think that will help once I graduate with getting a job. And I just love it, so it just makes me happy all the time that I get to do this, I get to study this in school, and it gets to be my major. I feel like I'm really lucky to have that opportunity.
Well, a definite understanding of, the theater space, the theater community, what's your role, how to, work collaboratively as a group. That was from my stagecraft class. Acting 1 was really understanding, what is acting, getting some basic principles, basic terms that you use in acting. Shakespeare, we learned about Shakespeare. We learned how to, not so much act Shakespeare, but kind of like finding your voice within, and really, telling a story, even though these words don't exactly sound the same nowadays. And then acting 2 right now is focused on a little thing called realism and contemporary realism, and that's kind of like what the age we're living in right now. But yeah, it's focusing a lot on that and just acting styles.
I think it's a very enriching experience. I think anyone, for my taste, can get something from theater, whether it's as an audience member or as a person who's participating. There's so much of the human experience in what's going on, and that also translates into working backstage and doing all of that, because it's this wonderful collaborative environment where you get to do a variety of different things. So it's very enriching. I mean, I spent a lot of my time over the years debating about wanting to just be an artist, to go and be a sculptor, and this is a preference to me, because it does involve other people, and you can still do this very artistic thing, but it's not just you. It's not about you and what you want. It's about the whole experience, everything from the audience to the director to the performers on stage. Everybody is part of that process. So I like that collaborative nature of the thing. So.